England will be hoping to win this match heavily to take the pressure off their final group match tomorrow against the Australians. Now, I'm very pleased to say, joining me in the commentary box this morning is the 1986 world champion, Joe Johnson.
Good morning, Phil. Good morning, everybody. And as you say, very experienced player, Barry Hawkins. But a great opportunity for this young man. He got to the last 64 stage of the Players' Tour Championship back in 2011. But hasn't played in this kind of environment. And not a good break-off. There goes the first fault.
No, I don't speak Mandarin, but I can tell you what, that was something to do with please turn it off.
Not often you see players playing with glasses. Often called the Dennis Taylor glasses. Well, he got away with that one. Could have left something on. Got very close to the pot. But a big target, this, the green and blue. Looking good. Not quite a snooker. But still a little trouble. Now showing us his cue power there, screwing that white ball back down the table and very nearly fluked it to the middle. That's a great pot. He knew he was leaving that red over the middle, which made it even more difficult. He's not happy about sending the pink to the cushion with the black tied up, pink tied up, blue in a difficult position. This is going to be difficult to make a break from here as the balls stand.
Can't think of a better player, though, for this format than Hawkins. Just gets on with it. Really reliable. Gets his head down.
4.
Well, had no option there with the red he played, but to play for the yellow. Everything else was safe, so he'd like to try and get the blue back on its spot. That way it could go into the cluster of reds. But it looks like he's a little straight on that red over the middle pocket.
Seven.
Well, tried to get onto the blue. And he would have liked to have been straighter on it. Looks like the cue ball could be going into the green. Can he see this red into the right corner? Judging by the body language, you can't.
Yes, he was unlucky in 2 counts there. The way he split the reds was pretty lusty. And also, he came very close to chipping out the black.
Yeah, That would have been a bonus. Now the cue ball, if you can get the cue ball into the green pocket area, he'd cover the red over the right corner and he'd cover the red over the middle. Can he hit this thin enough?
England
Looks
11.
good.
Shahram Changhezi from Islamabad, bronze medalist in the 2010 Asian Games, quarter-finalist 2015 IBSF World Six Reds Championship. But playing at this level is very much an elevation. When he came over to play in the Q School, Joe, in 2011, he did gain a couple of notable wins against the likes of Sidney Wilson and Zhang Anda, a Chinese player who's appeared at the Crucible on more than one occasion. So clearly he's capable.
Absolutely, yeah. You can see his cue power, played a big screw shot. Wasn't frightened of playing it either. But as you say, Phil, this is a whole new ball game for him. Barry Hawkins on TV, on show, there's no hiding place. And looks like he's in a little bit of trouble again. Needs some thinking about. Doesn't like it. Looks like another big screw shot. Look at this. And he wasn't far away. Got that cue ball back into the balk area. Now as he covered this red closest to the right corner, it is chippable, if you can see it. But it's a thin one. Yeah, good shot. Blue doesn't go into that right corner, but the yellow does. And he couldn't have finished better on it.
Green ball.
Well, you can see the green, and that's even better. Now, if you can get to the black, get the black back on its spot.
4.
It would go into the left corner.
Five.
Could have done with that cue ball just coming back another 3 or 4 inches. Been a little straighter on the black.
Yes, I think it was a skiddy contact, wasn't it?
Reliable Hawkins. And a nice angle on the red to come back down for the black.
12. $13.
Not quite straight enough on the black to play for the red into the same pocket. Well, he could, and that was a deep screw shot to avoid the black, that red, in potting the black.
20.
And this is looking good now. Oh, he's missed it.
England
He's done all the hard work. And that's incredible. And I think he may have left a red to the middle.
Well, in the first frame yesterday, when England took on Iran, Judd Trump, who was in seemingly total command, played a sloppy positional shot, and in the end, after missing a tough frame ball ping to middle, he lost the frame to Hossein Vafai.
Couldn't pot the red to the middle. Yeah, you can't afford to lose your concentration for an instant, can you? Very costly. All these players can play, and it's just one frame. It's kind of like a league match, isn't it? And a lot of these players, lower ranked players, will be used to that kind of scenario.
And also, the giants that are Team England have something to prove in this tournament. Back in 2011 in Thailand, they lost in the quarterfinals, 4-3 to Hong Kong. In 2015, right here in Wuxi, they didn't even make the quarterfinals, finished third in their group. That was Mark Selby and Stuart Bingham. So England are due an extended run. And the way that Hawkins is playing, indeed, Trump's always capable of anything. So you have to make them one of the favourites, if not the favourite.
Yep, absolutely.
England 1.
Some great teams in this event. China A and B, defending champions. The Welsh team are playing superbly. Ryan Day is full of confidence after just winning that ranking event. Mark Williams playing exceptionally well. Well, that was a strange red to hit. Thought he would have tried to have landed up to the reds above the black.
1.
So another chance for the England man. Now, if you can just leave this low on the black, you can play a little cannon into the reds, and that looks just about right. 41 points in front. Well, I'm not sure if he's on this red to the left corner, but I think he can pop the one to the middle. Yeah, well, this one to the other middle is a little bit more difficult, and he does leave the red on if he misses this one. So a little bit more pressure. Yeah.
England 16.
Now, a chance for Shamran. This is the first chance that he's had, real good chance. As we look at this red to the middle again.
1.
Oh, he's not hard enough. He'll be disappointed with that. Well, he's playing the yellow. This is a big shot. Oh, what a great shot. I expected him to play the snooker there. In fact, he's played it too well.
3. Four.
Didn't quite get enough stun on the cue ball. Or should I say, got too much stun on the cue ball.
Pakistan 4.
A very attacking player, Shamran, but that hasn't worked out. 44 points the lead. So red and the black, if it goes, would be enough.
One.
And the way he's played it, it looks like the black will go. That's all he needs. Well, I'm surprised But he's pushing maybe the yellow safe, or safer.
England 1.
Not taking any chances.
Well, for Hawkins, this frame is well and truly fortified. Apart from the fact he's 45 in front, 2 awkward reds together, close to a side cushion. Now make it 3 all clustered together, plus blue and pink, horribly positioned for a potential clearance should the Pakistani number 2 get his chance. So everything in England's favour in this frame.
Yes, Shamran Shangizi with it all to do here. And still, he has another go. He's got away with it this time, though. The black's tied up now, which makes it even more difficult. £45 points the difference, so he needs colours off these reds. He's going for the pot again here, but he needs a colour. If he does get it. And I was about to say that would have been his last shot, but it's not run too badly.
One.
Well, that's all he needed.
England 1.
So 1 snooker needed. 2 blacks to win by 1.
Well, let's not beat about the bush. If you were to win this frame from here, it would be nothing short of miraculous.
One.
Yeah, that's a good shot by Shamran. And that's not so good. Just a little too pacey.
8.
Needs the black from this red.
Pakistan 8.
Well, there was a smattering of applause there, but it soon died down when the crowd realised he hadn't in fact laid the snooker. Hawkins has, though.
Yes, deep trouble. Big swerve this to the baulk cushion, but there's room round the back. Just caught it. And where's this going to finish? Where's this going to finish? Well, it's always worth having a go at getting out of the snookers, isn't it? Rather than giving in. You never know what's going to happen. And he's got his snooker.
Pakistan 5.
Now, what were you saying about miraculous, Phil? It still would be, mind.
It would, because he's 33 behind, so off this last red he needs either pink or black. And he's not doing it here.
Well, good attempt at the snooker again, but a chance for England to put this frame to bed. Tough shot. Very nearly got it to the middle. Now, every chance if he can see enough of the red to get the snooker. Yes, he could, but he hasn't played it well. A little harder would have been better. I say that to bring the red away from the jaws of that pocket. Now, will he be tempted at this red? He needs the black from it.
1.
Well, would he be tempted? That's a terrific shot. But this black has to go in. Otherwise he's going to need 2 snookers. Good shot.
And the bonus of green and blue developed as well.
Oh, this is risky at this speed. But he's got it, you know. I think he's got it.
I think, Joe, I'm going to downgrade my assessment from miraculous to highly unlikely.
Yeah. Yes. A fraction harder there, and that would have been a really good snooker. Well, again, this is a tough pot, but just needs the yellow. Yeah, good shot. Back to snookers again. 27 the lead for England.
England 2.
And trying to make things ultra difficult for Pakistan. Good snooker. And a good hit. That's a terrific escape.
你要去把手机放下。
And there's another one. It would ease the pressure on England if he missed this one.
Foul. England 4.
Yes, that's just inexperience. If you're going to miss the green, miss it on the other side and half a chance of hitting it off the cushion.
Well, had the cue ball gone in, that would have been that.
Oh,
What a shot! Well, that certainly puts paid to this frame.
England 3. Frame conceded.
So, Barry Hawkins gets England off to the desired start. They've played 16 frames in this World Cup of 2017 so far, and England have won 14 of them. Of course, in Europe, We're watching England-Pakistan. England leading 1-0 thanks to Barry Hawkins. Next up, it's Judd Trump against Hamza Akber.
Second frame, England to break.
Three matches being played at the moment, all in Group C.
再说一遍啊，比赛期间把手机放下，不要影响球员。
I can tell you that Switzerland have taken the first frame against Malta. Alexander Ersenbacher making a 64 break in overcoming Alex Borg. And perhaps of more importance in terms of qualification for the quarterfinals, Australia lead Iran 1-0. Neil Robertson winning the first frame against Sohail Vahedi, aided by a break of 57.
尽快入座，你们两个赶快找个位置先坐下，不要再往里窜了。
Well, she's doing plenty of talking, isn't she, the referee?
Yeah, she's in full control.
One.
Yeah, good shot. He couldn't get nicely on the black, but it was an excellent pot. And so is that. Two great pots. And I think he's on the red to the middle. He's just looking to see
8.
if he's on either of these reds to the right corner. And can he just turn it slightly? Well, I don't know if he miscued there or not. But a chance this. Hamza, very good player.
One.
Oh, the last roll.
He was overjoyed, Joe, when he beat Stuart Bingham in the first round of the shootout at Watford earlier this year. OK, it's only 10 minutes a frame and anything can happen, but he potted really well towards the end of that contest. He's the world number 112, and it looked at one point as though he might lose his tour card, but thankfully, and I think justly, the WPBSA decided to give him special dispensation because he's been having tremendous problems with visas, and that's meant he's not been able to play in the full complement of events. So he was at a disadvantage because of that.
7.
Twice Pakistan national champion from Faisalabad. I think his biggest achievement, Joe, was winning the 2015 Asian Amateur Championship in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, and he overcame Pankaj Advani in the final.
Yeah, good win that one. Pankaj, an excellent player. It was tight. It would go, but it was tight.
Pakistan 7.
And he knew he was leaving reds on, which added to the pressure. So Judd Trump straight back to the table with a scoring chance.
1.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he went into the reds. He doesn't need to. He could play for the loose ones. It's all about choice. And he hasn't been fortunate. Possible red to the left middle.
6.
Or the far corner.
Seven.
Great pot. And played it with a little bit of stun to hold for the blue, which made it more difficult. Now, ideally, he'd like to play for the red. That's closest to that right corner, but any red that gets into the black is okay. Gave himself a chance of 2 reds, the way he played the shot. Now a little cannon to the red directly above the black. We'll see him in perfect position. And from here you would fear the worst
20.
for Hamza Akber.
21.
Presumably, after this he will go back home, but he's back out in Asia later this month. Trump is taking part in the
29.
elite 8-man Hong Kong Masters at the Queen Elizabeth Stadium. He's drawn to play Sean Murphy in the first round of what we're led to believe is a very big money event.
Yeah, with the best players in the world. A great event that would be. All the best players, including Ronnie O'Sullivan.
36. $37.
And he's going to be in Guangzhou, China, in the south of the country in mid-August for the China Championship World Ranking event, which you can see here on Eurosport.
44.
Beat Zhu Si 5-1 to qualify.
Well, that last shot he played, Phil, was nearly an impossibility to play. He was straight on the black, coming straight back at this red, and somehow he managed to create the angle to miss that red. That was an extraordinary
45.
shot he just played.
I believe if he can harness his concentration, dedication and application, he could be a massive force this season. He's got everything.
Yeah, well, he started playing exceptionally well at the back end of last season. So much so that I thought he had a really good chance at winning the World Championship.
52.
But then went out to Rory McLeod after being 4-0 up. You could have named
53.
your own odds at that stage.
Well, you and I were commentating, weren't we, Joe? And when it was 4-0, I just thought it was going to be routine.
I'm sure Judd Trump did as well. Well, that was frame ball.
Give me a moment.
Sometimes he just gets a little bit too lax, I think, in thinking that the job's done before it is. Needs to keep his concentration. And that's where experience comes in, really, doesn't it? Because when you lose them kind of matches, and you lose quite a few of them,
59.
it comes down to really getting mad with yourself and saying, well, that's not going to happen again. I'm not going to give that chance to happen again. I'm not going to play to the crowd as much as what I do, which is great, by the way.
60.
But I'm with you, Phil. I think this young man, well, he's got multiple world championships in him, but he's got to start off by winning one of them. And I think
65.
if he does win one, then he could go on to win quite a few.
66.
Now, we've had, in this tournament so far, 8 century breaks. Trump hasn't contributed to the list yet. Will he do so here?
Got a couple of tough reds. He's going to do it. This is one of them.
74.
Good shot. Nice angle on the pink. Again, if you saw the pink going in off that left-hand side of the pocket, just so he could get closer to the red. This is tough. If it's touching the cushion, it should be okay. Yeah, it should be okay there. Is it hard enough?
England 80. Frame conceded.
The break ends at 80, but of course that's more than enough for England to double their advantage over Pakistan. Trump stays in the arena now because it's the doubles next. And England are looking very good to reach the quarterfinals and to win this match. 15 reds are still there. Hawkins and Trump combining forces against Akber and Changrezi. Can tell you, by the way, we have had the 9th century of the tournament, and it's come from an unlikely source. A player who doesn't compete on the tour, Duncan Bazina, who's made a century in the second frame of Malta's match against Switzerland, and that's why Malta are back on level terms at 1-1.
I think 9 centuries with one frame snooker is exceptionally good.
Well, Joe, when you consider that when the Masters started in the mid-70s, there wasn't a single century in that tournament for 4 years.
Wow, now I didn't know that. I'm going to ask you who made the first one.
And I'm going to go on the internet and find out.
No, well, who would you say?
Not sure, not sure.
No, neither am I, but who would you say?
In the back of my mind, I'm thinking Eddie Charlton.
Okay, I'm going to go Spencer.
We will let you know.
Foul.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Knocking the black
England
in.
7.
Very unfortunate for Akber to knock that black in from there.
We failed dismally, Joe. The first century was made by Doug Mountjoy in the Masters, 111. 1979. The high break that year, 132 from the incomparable Alex Higgins.
Meanwhile, good safety shot from Pakistan.
Foul. And a miss. Pakistan 4.
Well, that may not be going back. There's a chance of a red. In fact, a couple of reds. That's a good shot from Hamza Akber. Choice of blue or pink.
In the qualifying competition for the 2016 Betfred World Championship, Akber actually beat Jamie Jones 10-5 in the first round, and we all know that Jones actually made the quarterfinals at the Crucible one year, so that underlines that he's no mug whatsoever.
Absolutely, he's a good player, this young man. He's from the Bolton area.
8.
Well, where the cue ball is, I think he can just avoid the baulk corner in pot in the blue. And played it a little bit heavy.
13.
Well, that was a chance,
Pakistan 13.
a very good chance. I think he's left this red over the corner with the black to follow.
Well, one thing is for sure, England will not want to get involved in the same kind of doubles dogfight they had against Iran yesterday. Okay, they won the frame, but it lasted 62 minutes, Joe.
Yeah, there's been some long frames in snooker, hasn't it? And doubles, you would expect to be extra long. Neither player wanting to let the side down. But this is a good chance for Hawkins.
Eight.
And Joe, we've just been bigging up Judd Trump in the previous frame, saying we expect him to have a big season, and I think that also applies to this man.
9.
Yeah, he's Mr. Consistency, isn't it, Barry Hawkins? Number 5 in the world. This needs to keep running, otherwise he's not going to be on anything.
14.
That baulk cushion has been bouncing so irregular. Sometimes you get a big bounce and sometimes not. And I think he did get a big bounce there off the cushion. Anxious looks from the Pakistani team there. Good pot, and found the gap through those reds very nicely.
15.
That was an excellent shot. The pot was hard enough, but to find the gap between everything, finish on the blue, very good. Not ideally on the blue. Well, that's finished up okay. He can play a little cannon to the red and hold for the black, and he should be in business.
21.
Potted the black in the wrong side of the pocket. That's why he made contact with the red,
28.
but he's still okay. Just lost the cue ball there for a left-handed player. This is awkward. Good pot. Cannon was on the wrong red, but
36.
he's still okay. Still got the red to the middle.
$37.
Let me quickly tell you that in a match which might well decide who goes through from the group apart from England, Iran have equalised against Australia. The Iranian number 1, Hossein Vafai, beating
44.
Kurt Dunham in the second frame.
$45.
Well, Joe, I can't see this doubles lasting 62 minutes.
52.
No, played well, England, in this doubles match.
53.
Thanks to Barry Hawkins here.
And we were saying that
60.
we've now had 9 centuries in the tournament, and surprisingly for me, Joe, I think you'll agree, 3 of those centuries
61.
so far have come in a doubles frame, and this might be the 4th.
Yeah, it's good stuff, you know, especially in a doubles match.
$68.
So just this red needed. Take the frame.
69.
And now, well, I was about to say you can concentrate on the century, but from there is a red that will go to the right corner if you can get the cue ball over there. Good pot. Look at the side on the cue ball there. He got too much on it, but he's on the red.
74.
No.
England 74. Frame conceded.
Pakistan concede the doubles. England march on. England 3, Pakistan 0. England heading towards the quarterfinals. His second singles match of this contest against England, and he's faced with formidable opposition in the shape of Judd Trump. So England already 3-0 ahead, looking to power on, maybe complete the whitewash. Hard to imagine now they will not be in the quarterfinals, and I can tell you mathematically, Pakistan will not be. Peggy Lee, the referee, has set up the balls, just about waiting for her cue from the host broadcaster for this 4th frame to begin. If you're wondering about the format at the weekend when we get down to the knockout phase, we have 2 sessions for you on Saturday, early morning, 6 AM in the UK, then 12:30 lunchtime, where you'll see all 4 quarterfinals. Then on Sunday, again, 6 AM, the 2 semi-finals will be played simultaneously, to be followed by the final in the afternoon. And all of those matches, quarter, semi and final, are best of 7 frames. So the tournament is wide open, and when you consider that the total prize fund, Joe Johnson, happens to be $800,000 US, it's going to be a lot of pressure on a lot of players.
Yeah, it equates to round about £75,000 each for the pair that wins. So not to be sneezed at.
England to break.
A long way to go before we know who's going to be collecting it though. But it does look like England will be in the knockout stages.
Yes, Switzerland will not be, but they're now 2-1 up on Malta.
Well, wasn't a good return of safety, but he was in a little bit of trouble. Now look at the gap there, he can get through to the straight red. And he can certainly pot the pink to the middle. He's looking at the black though. It'd be much more advantageous to take the black and develop it.
One.
Well, I'm not sure if he played for the pink there. But he is on the black. Now, if he gets a slight kick on those type of shots, the black is not going to reach. And he plays that shot so many times where the ball just reaches the pocket. Well, we were just about to see how they use that implement there. And that's unfortunate, and that's simply because he just played that shot a little bit too close. Okay, he's okay. The black's going to go on its spot, and he'll be close to its spot as what he can, because the pink spot is not available either. So he's still on this red with the black to come.
Yes, slightly hampered, but he'll take it, because had the black gone on the pink spot, that would have been a real negative.
9.
And these are the kind of positions in which Trump normally excels.
Well, I'll tell you for nothing, he'll be thinking maximum here with the balls spread like they are. Although that cannon didn't go according to plan.
16. Seventeen.
Now we'll see what he's thinking here, because the shot really is the red over the pocket, over the middle pocket. And that's the one he's taking for the team.
25. $30. 31. 37. 38.
And this awkward red just above the black, should be able to get to it this time round. Well, wasn't straight enough on the black.
45. 46.
I know it's a moot point now, Joe, but we've never seen a 147 in the World Cup. We have seen one in a team event, though. 17 years ago now, in the year 2000. John Higgins responsible in the old Nations Cup against Dennis
54.
Taylor.
And another perfect positional shot coming round off 2 cushions to finish perfect on the black. And this could be a big one.
62.
Just speeding up now, and he knows the frame is won practically.
69.
He can't stop himself from getting quicker.
70.
He just sees the game so quickly. And these people love it.
Well, we've been playing for just an hour, and already England 4-0 up.
77.
Another very good positional shot, taking on the more difficult red. Well, he had the position on the black.
78.
That didn't work out as planned. It's going to have to be a double on the pink, maybe.
England 78. Hong Kong City.
An 80 break from Judd Trump in his first singles, a 78 break in his second singles. England proving unstoppable. Can they complete the whitewash? Find out after the break. They followed up by beating Malta 4-1. Yesterday, they defeated Iran 4-1 after losing the first frame, and now they are asserting their authority again. In the final singles, the final frame of the match, it's Barry Hawkins against the man at the table, Hamza Akber.
Front 5. Pakistan break.
Whatever you do, do not hit the blue.
Yeah, another poor break off from Hamza. Well, he's got a good cue ball, but he has pushed a red close to that left corner. Well, didn't intend to make contact with that red over the corner pocket. Tried to miss the red, go back up the table for the safety, but caught it too thick. And it could be costly. Well, it didn't dip at all, that red. Held true all the way. And that's a let off for Hamza Akber. Once again, catching that red too thick. Making contact with the other reds. Leaves Barry Hawkins with another chance. Can't quite see the easy red. But you can see this easy one over the middle.
1.
Played for the pink, but didn't quite come back far enough. Yeah, good shot. Not easy, those type of balls.
3. 4.
Could come down for that red that's closest to the right corner pocket. That frees the black going in there, also leads him back to the black or pink. Well, nothing wrong with that shot either.
8. 9.
Well, didn't want to cannon the red close to the other one. A gentle cannon would have been better.
$16. $70.
Hasn't quite come far enough for the pink.
$23.
No,
England 23.
and that was a really good chance for Barry Hawkins to seal that frame. Well, it wasn't easy, but it was a chance.
On one of the outside tables, Joe, I can tell you that Switzerland have won their first match of this year's World Cup. Don't know what the score will be at the end, but right now they lead Malta by 3 frames to 1, and that's a real blow to Malta's qualification chances. And with Malta losing, the Australian-Iran match takes on extra importance. Very latest in that, they're involved in the doubles at the moment, and Iran are just about to win it. Australia need multiple snookers, so after being 1-0 down, Iran lead 2-1.
Well, that was tough again. And his safety just hasn't been good enough, I'm afraid. Catching that red too thick gives Barry another chance. Well, that's a real let-off for Hamza Akber. I expected Barry Hawkins to win the frame there. So, a good chance this now. An unexpected one.
Yes, you can only think that the job has been done by England, and so maybe the guard has been dropped a little.
One.
Played to check the cue ball. Back down the table, missed the green. Now, does he play to pot the green or just trickle it behind it? He's playing to pot it. Good pot. Positive shot.
Four.
Could have done with that cue ball just travelling another inch or two on this red.
Five.
But that's another good pot to the corner.
Not been Pakistan's day, but they have made an impression in World Snooker in the past. They've actually produced 2 World Amateur Champions. In 1994 in Johannesburg, South Africa, the winner was Mohammed Yusuf, and in 2012 in Sofia in Bulgaria, Mohammed Asif captured the title, defeating in the final a certain Gary Wilson, who went on to reach the final of the China Open.
Yeah, very good win.
Nine. $60. 70. $24.
Maybe Pakistan's most high-profile success in snooker came via a lad who used to live in Accrington. I think he still does. Shaukat Ali, who played on the tour. Really nice guy, and he won the gold medal at the Asian
25.
Games.
Excellent player, Shaukat.
Good mates with another player from yesteryear, Dave Harold.
Well, Barry had a really good chance. Missed that relatively easy red to the corner. And this is the result so far.
32. Pakistan 32.
You could almost sense that he was going to miss something. It wasn't a difficult pot. Barry just not there. And that was a good kiss. Would have left an easy red over the pocket.
Well, Joe, it's not very often we say this, but Hawkins in this frame has spurned 3 chances.
Yep. And might still win it. Only 4 points behind.
By the way, next this morning, we're going to be concentrating on Group B. It's Belgium up against China.
Where's it going to finish, this red? And more importantly, can Hawkins see it? He can. So another chance for Barry Hawkins.
1.
Now that looked simple enough, and at this level I suppose it was, but he played it with an awful lot of check side, and it's easy to miss those.
Yep, absolutely. It's a difficult shot to play, especially when you've missed a couple. Again, not ideally on this red, but should be able to hold it.
9.
Now, I might just play a cannon to the two reds. And didn't work out as planned.
15.
A difficult cut this to the corner. Good pot. And not too bad a kiss.
16. Two.
Now, got to try and leave an angle on the colour.
23.
And he's just overscrewed that one for the pink. Yes, and that worked out very well. Tough pink.
29.
This is still a tough shot, though.
England 29.
Yes, it just seemed to pull to the right slightly. So another chance for Hamza. Blue to pink could be difficult if he gets that far.
1.
Just overdone it slightly. Doesn't need to do anything with the cue ball though, just pot the pink and that cue ball will be going back down the table towards the red. Yes, he fancies the green more than the pink. All about choice. Which one you feel you can pot the most.
Pakistan 1.
Didn't really commit to the shot. But Barry Hawkins did.
Joe, it looks like Pakistan will end the day at the foot of the Group C table. This defeat, coupled with a win for Switzerland against Malta, leaves them bringing up the rear.
9.
Well, that was a good shot, and he needed it. But now your prediction's going to come true, Phil.
Well, he's been light years off his most sharp form in this frame, Hawkins. He's needed 5 chances, would you believe? But in the end, over the line.
16.
And let's face it, the golfing class has shown in this contest. You see it in the scoreline. Hawkins won both of his singles, Trump won both of his. They combined to win the doubles, and that means England have completed the whitewash, the second of the competition. England 5, Pakistan 0.